The army is fighting a proxy war. It's a dirty war, said Chief of the Army Staff, General Bipin Rawat. He stirred a hornet's nest with some people outraged by his comment. But what he said is actually true on ground. This is a dirty war. It is a proxy war that Pakistan is fighting through its terrorists and also its proxies in Kashmir. It is a fact that people outrage selectively in Kashmir. For example, when a human shield is taken, people outrage. But when an army officer gets a terrorist to surrender, he's waiting for that terrorist to surrender. When everything is sorted out, that terrorist's father says, yes, my son will surrender. The terrorist comes out all guns blazing and the brave army colonel is killed in action. There is no outrage. There is sadly no outrage when a Lieutenant Umar Fayaz, a young Kashmiri from South Kashmir, when he goes home for a cousin's wedding, he's taken out by terrorists, killed, and his dead body is left in the middle of a road. There is no or very little outrage. Why? These are questions that people not just in Jammu and Kashmir but across the length and breadth of this country need to answer. This indeed is a dirty war. Casualties are being borne by the security forces and they say these are unfair casualties. For example, a young CRPF commandant who was standing outside a mosque protecting it on the Independence Day, and suddenly terrorists opened fire and that officer was killed. The CRPF is meant to be on law and order duty, holding batons and not assault rifles. So are we just being too politically correct? The aim is to win this war on terror, and rules cannot be followed only by one side. There are some rules of engagement, but this is a hybrid war. There will be some rules that are laid down, but there will be a little tweaking depending on what the situation on ground is. That's what commanders on ground tell me. I've traveled extensively through Kashmir Valley. The army's had some spectacular success, not just in South Kashmir, where Sabzar Butt and another terrorist were killed, but also at the line of control in Uri, where 6 terrorists were killed on day 1, another 2 terrorists were killed. But this is just one segment. This is just the foot soldiers of terror being killed. The ideologues of terror, the terror masterminds, and also those who give intellectual cover fire to terror, they are still ruling the roost and they need to be countered. That is exactly what the Chief of the Army Staff said. He's trying to do, at least boosting the morale of the men who are fighting on ground. This is a war that the army has been fighting for close to 3 decades. They're winning this battle tactically, but it's for the country to win this war strategically. And that is not just for the army or the CRPF or the Jammu and Kashmir police to do. That is when the entire nation needs to come together and decide whether they want to contain this war or they want to win this war decisively. And if they want to win this war decisively, then all that needs to be done should be done to win this war.